Hello, peoples. It's been over a week now since I've seen Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and now I am reviewing it. Why did I wait to review it? Because I was busy. It's Christmas time, Christmas season. All now that Christmas is done, I have time to review the things that I saw. First, I want to talk about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. This movie has been critically panned. This is one of the worst reviewed comic book movies of the year, if not the worst reviewed comic book movie this year. It's being trashed on everything, and when I go into these movies, I try to ignore everything, but going into this one, it's a little hard to ignore the egregious things that you hear about this film. And now that I've seen it, there's a lot of that I agree with. The script is really messy. The second act is a hot boiling mess. Yeah, that's my only big problem with the movie. Yes, the middle act is very, very messy. I will have to say and be completely honest with you guys in my review of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of it, actually, and I was very surprised that I kind of liked this movie. I'll be honest, the first Aquaman wasn't my thing. I didn't like it. I thought it was way too stupid, and it embraced it, but just embraced it in all the wrong ways, in my opinion. And I honestly thought this movie's script was better than the first Aquaman movie. Was it a good script? No. But I honestly thought this was an improvement on almost every level, considering how much I don't like the first Aquaman. And I'll be completely honest, I was pleasantly surprised by how much I like this movie. The first act,
Okay, I told Apple Music that you don't like the song.
Thank you, Siri. But, what was I saying? I thought the first act started strong. I was surprised by how much I was enjoying it. I was like, oh wow, I'm about to have a hot take. And then the second act happened. I was like, okay, this is really, really messy. And then the third act happened. I was like, this is fun. Why are people complaining that much? And I will say, the movie is bland with its story. It's a lot of stuff that we've seen before. There's a lot of humor there that might not work for everybody. I would be lying if I said I hated it when I was watching it, because I would consistently go like, okay, I don't like this direction, but then 5 minutes later be kind of having fun with something else on the side. There is a lot of scenes in this movie that don't have Aquaman in it. We spend a lot of time with our villains, and our villains are very boring, and I was just honestly waiting to get back to Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson to see what they were doing on their little side quests, and I liked their dynamic. I liked their characters' dynamic, and I really thought the family bond in this film was really strong. I really liked the idea that Aquaman was the father, and he was trying to balance all these things in his life. And people say, oh, Aquaman doesn't have an arc, but I honestly think Aquaman's arc in this movie was the fact that he has so much to do, so much on his plate, and he's trying to make everybody happy, and he tries his best to be a good superhero and a good person. And those challenges that you see him face throughout this film, whether it's embraced as campiness, silly stuff, but I honestly thought there was a lot going on with this character here for enough for a film and for a fun superhero movie. I think the action sequences here were pretty good. I thought they were on par with the first movie. The action sequences were really well shot. James Wan directed the crap out of this movie from beginning to end. There wasn't like a scene in this movie where I was like, this is really poorly made, except for maybe a few CGI shots. And I will be honest, I thought the CGI was good. I thought the CGI was perfectly fine, but I also think it's because I saw it in IMAX 3D, because I saw this in IMAX 3D and it was a fantastic 3D experience. I know people are poking fun at the fact that this is being marketed, oh, the best 3D movie since Avatar, but it is actually kind of true. The IMAX 3D had a lot of depth, a lot of detail, and it gave the CGI a lot more believability because you can see these things and you give them depth. When you watch these things in 2D, it doesn't look as good, because I remember I was very impressed with the movie, with its action sequences. They looked great, and then I watched the trailer again because I was like, did I really like this movie that much? And shots that I saw in the trailer, they looked the same, but seeing it in 2D made it look really phony. So unfortunately, I suspect when I rewatch this and get the 4K disc at home and watch it again, I'm going to see a lot of these CGI fights and go, this doesn't look as good. But I fully expect that, because the IMAX 3D was seriously designed to be the way to see it, because it was a level of immersion with the underwater sequences that I hadn't seen quite before, because I didn't even see the first Aquaman in IMAX 3D. I just saw it in a standard theater. And now I believe if I saw the first Aquaman in 3D, maybe I would have been a little bit more forgiving of the film. But I still stand by where I think that this is a better movie than the first Aquaman. I know this is an extremely hot take, but like I said, I rather enjoyed this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I know people are trashing it for easy reasons. I feel like this movie is kind of like targeted because, oh, it's the last DC movie. Wouldn't it be ironic if the last one just really sucked? And I feel like the reviews are just really honing in on that. It was the last one. And I saw a lot of complaints that really get on my nerves or say, oh, that was a lame way to end the DC universe, when we all know that James Wan and everybody made this movie not knowing the universe was going to end. I know this movie had a lot of reshoots, but at the same time, this movie was never designed to be the last DCEU film. It was just trying to be an Aquaman sequel, and it was a good Aquaman sequel. I really enjoyed it. I think it improved on the first one, and I rest my case. I had a fun time. I like how this movie embraced the campiness of the character. There's a lot of really campy stuff in this movie, and this movie makes fun of the first Aquaman for a moment, and it actually got a good laugh out of me. In the first Aquaman film, there was a lot of dialogue scenes interrupted by an action sequence, so they'd be mid-dialogue and an explosion happens. And this movie only does it one time, but they make a little nod of like, I hate when that happens. And it cracked me up because it's like they listened to the reviews because it happened over and over again during the first Aquaman. I'm surprised I liked this more than the first one because considering the difference of reception, but I honestly had a pretty good time, and I'm sorry if you guys hate me for this. I know this, I don't really have a hot take too often. Comment down below what you guys thought of Aquaman and the Last Kingdom. I might be doing a DCEU ranking. Maybe I'll be doing it in a few weeks from now because I got a lot of other reviews to do because I got this, I got Poor Things to review, I also have Rebel Moon to review. So a lot of movies are coming out, and The Iron Claw, I saw that, and I'm going to be seeing The Color Purple on Sunday. So a lot of movies to talk about, but hey, we're getting through them. So yeah. Anyways, comment down below what you guys thought of Aquaman and the Last Kingdom. Did you guys think it ruined your DCEU soul, or did you guys had fun with it like I did? Maybe you did, hopefully you did. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.